Welcome back. I can't really believe that I'm doing this a second time, but after the response from the first time, there's no holding me back. I've had quite a bit of communication after my first attempt, which surprised me a bit, and some people actually watched this much more intently than I thought. For instance, Desiree in Holland said, "Love your video, but did I count 4 spoons of milk? It seemed you spontaneously added 2 while adding the butter." Well, the answer there was, Desiree, that those were dessert spoons and the recipe called for tablespoons, and I didn't have anything that measured tablespoons at that point, but just for you, I bought some new utensils here. Second communication was from Rebecca Davis. "Move over Jamie Oliver," she said. "I can't believe I watched you make a microwave pud. Oddly, I'm looking forward to recipe 2. Do you do requests? Can anyone send a recipe for you to whip up?" And the answer there, Beck, is I'm open to suggestions. So if you have a recipe that's idiot proof and I might be able to manage, just let me know. Anyway, today, what have I got for you? This is a microwave chocolate cake. Cooking time in the microwave is about 7 minutes. Right, I'm starting today with the fat and the sugar. The recipe, by the way, will be at the end of the video, so that if you wish to have a go, don't worry about trying to copy measurements and things. So it's caster sugar that we're starting off with, into the bowl, just like that. Wonderful. Now, the butter may be a little cold. It's out of the fridge, so I'm just going to put it into the microwave for 10 seconds. Now, whilst we're waiting for that, I have to cream the fat and the sugar together, which is why I have this wonderful implement here. A little old, but then so am I. We'll put this in and hopefully let's just soften it up a little bit. See if I can get that going. Now, after I've done this, I have to beat the eggs in just a little bit at a time. So I will just get my eggs ready. Just takes a little while to get this to the right consistency, creamed, and it's getting there. Unfortunately today in Perth it isn't the warmest of days, so these things will take a little bit. little by little into here. Now I had comments that the camera work wasn't maybe up to scratch last time, so I've positioned you a little better on the tripod, and hopefully this time you can actually see what I'm doing. A bit of a mystery for me as to how this turns out. I've never had a microwave cake before, but then again I've never had a microwave pudding before. Let's go. Get the rest of it in now. Now, to this I will be adding, sifting in the flour and the cocoa, and I will be doing that together. So I think that's reaching the point where we can sieve in my flour and cocoa together. So let's put the flour in and the cocoa powder, and I can begin to there we go. Right, I now have to add some milk. And I need, where's the milk? 150 millilitres. I'm using full cream milk on this. Never having made this, I can't say I know what it should look like, so I'm hoping the desired effect will be there in a moment. But, this now, of course, because this has eggs in, raw eggs in, I would suggest that we don't lick the bowl or anything like that. Right, now I'm going to fold the ground almonds in. So let me just get those in. And I did go out and invest in a new dish. It wants to have upright sides, and this is the technique I've been taught. Line it with Glad Wrap, it doesn't seem to stick very well. And a light coating of oil. And now my final addition is the golden syrup. If at all possible, get it all out. And this time, I'll just give this a good mixing to finish that off. And now, let's add the cake mixture. And definitely chocolatey. waste any. No. I've got to level this out. And maybe let's get jiggy with it. And I'll cover that again with some more bladder rather than the lid, because I'm not quite sure how well it will cook with the lid on. So glad wrap will have to do. Now, I have made a bit of a mess, but luckily. Now, into the microwave. It says 7 minutes on full power, which will do. Now, whilst the microwave's been on, I've just tidied up a little bit and I've measured 60 grams of cooking chocolate. This is Cadbury's. Just break it up a little bit into here, and 60 grams of butter as well. And this is for the topping. Here's hoping. It looks like a cake, but it obviously needs to cool. I don't know if you can see that. I'll just turn it up. The cake has cooled now for about 5 minutes, and so I'm feeling that it really ought to come out of that, so I'll get a plate, but hopefully I can get it on. Now, how is the best way of presenting this? Get rid of the top clingfilm. I'm hoping, as they say, the proof of the pudding. So we'll see. Oh, I don't think that looks too bad. Not too bad. There we go. Now it's still warm, so I'm going to cover that so that no flies or anything get to it while that thoroughly cools, and I'll come back and do the topping. So this is the butter and cooking chocolate. Needs to be microwaved. We'll give that 30 seconds for a start. If you didn't have heart problems when you started, you certainly will by the time you've finished eating it. I'll let you know that I did make a bit of a mistake. I probably melted this a bit too much, so it's taken me longer to get it to thicken up so I could actually put this on. But here we go. I don't think it's too bad now. It's fairly lethal. Now, come on. Is that a success? Only one way to tell. I think we should have a piece. I won't have a very big piece because this is fairly rich. There you go. fairly good. You know what that means? That added something. Add a little cream. And let's see what that's like. Wow. Well, I'm surprised. Not surprised with the recipe, of course, that would be wonderful, but that tastes really nice. And let's chalk that down to another success. Well worth a go. Give it a go. The recipe at the end.